Hello, welcome to Mind Unfiltered. I was wondering, do you have a child that struggles with eating, is quite fussy, is unwilling to try new things? They've decided just from looking at it that they definitely don't like it. Well, I was once a parent to a child that was just like that. She was adamant that she wouldn't try new things, she would refuse to eat her food, meaning there would be lots and lots of waste. So today I want to talk to you about how I found a little hack and a little game that really helped my daughter be a bit more adventurous with food. Okay, so starting with the technique, I have named it the 14 rule. It is sort of based off of a scientific thing where certain foods we may have to be exposed to multiple times, roughly between 8 to 15 times, in order to get our brains familiar with the food. So because I heard that, I don't know why I just stuck with the number 14. Maybe it's because it's a even number or something, I don't know. But I chose to go with the number 14. So how I started to implement this game was I would say to my daughter, well, I heard that if you haven't tried foods at least 14 times, you don't actually know whether you like them or not. So I sort of turned it into a little bit of a challenge and a game, but still leaving her in control of the decision. So it was up to her whether she wanted to play the game or not. She would want to play the game because, little minds are very curious and like, oh, okay, you're telling me that if I eat this 14 times and I still don't like it, I won't have to eat it, sort of thing. So that was the game. This actually began with celery, of all foods. I started putting it into meals and cutting it up really finely, but she would notice it there and say, I don't like that. I don't like that. I was like, yes, maybe you should try it again to know for sure. She reached the 14 time mark and she now enjoys celery. I think her brain has familiarized her taste buds with the food and the taste and the texture. And she's realized that there's not really anything that bad about it. It also helps that I do try and remind her of the certain foods that I try and introduce to her, that they are very healthy and they will do great for her in the future as she grows up. That really does help with the challenge as well. Because oftentimes as a child, as I said, she's very curious. So oftentimes it's, well, why do I have to eat this and why can't I eat sweets? Now I'd like to sort of talk about the psychology of why I believe this may have worked. So children like to feel like they are in control of situations and that they have a choice. If you sort of force children into doing something, especially eating something that they're looking at that they're not too keen on, you can build up a negative association with food, meaning that they may grow up to not want to try anything else, or they might find a safe food and then they become dependent on that safe food to keep them going. But sometimes those safe foods might not be the healthiest of options. But obviously, as a parent, you will feed it to that child because food is fuel. And you want to know that that child is getting some sort of food into their bodies. The reason I feel like this has worked on a psychological level is because I've made it into a game, but I've still left it open to be her choice. I've also implemented rewards every time she's tried these foods, and I always make sure to add it onto a plate of stuff that she is already familiar with and she likes. But she always has a choice. I never tell her that she has to. I just ask her, maybe you should try, or remind her of the game that we are playing. And after the 14th time of giving it a go, I would promise her that she doesn't have to try it ever again if she doesn't want to. And I feel like by giving her that choice, but also whilst being that mum and encouraging in a not as forceful way to eat those foods, She has become a lot happier with trying new things. She's now trying all sorts. She would never eat curry. She never used to eat rice. She would never eat certain vegetables. But now she is way more open to it. And she actually, if I've got something weird in the kitchen, like yesterday, I was making an avocado and cream cheese dip thing. And she came in curious and said, "Can I try some of that, please?" And she tried it and she loved it. And, you know, it's because she allowed herself to give it a go without like feeling like she has to give it a go. She gave herself permission to try something new and she enjoyed it. Maybe it was because she felt proud of herself as well, because she is now in a new phase of, I want to try this, I want to try that, you know. The only thing that we're struggling with at the minute, which I'm not too mad about, she is struggling with chicken. So we're still playing the game with that one. And once she's reached her 14th time, I won't make her eat it again. And it'll be totally up to her if she wants to eat it or not. But yes, I just wanted to share that information. I know, like, for the last few years, I have desperately been trying to figure out something that will work. And it was really hard to find something that really worked for me and my child. So yeah, now that I've sort of discovered this and have realised, wow, this has actually been working, I just wanted to share that with everybody. So yes, if this is something that you are up for trying, or if you know of any other tips or games or whatever that I could play with my daughter that could help, please leave in the comments down below. If you liked this video and it was helpful, please like. It would be great. Thank you. And yeah, I'll see you all again very soon. Goodbye.